Hey guys, welcome back. This is RC Mechanic. In the last video we went over all the stuff that I got as a donation to the channel, and today I'm just gonna just go through it all and make sure it's all working. My wife was kind enough to join us on the last episode, and she's off up in Washington State right now visiting her mom, and so it's just you and me. One thing I just gotta say is, like, the welder right there, that is actually going to be perfect for the channel, because wire feed welder here is probably a perfect match for what I'm doing right here, because it's as you can see, 20 amp 115 volt. Most wire feed welders are like a 30 amp, at least a 30 amp service to it. The duty cycle is only like 20%, so you can't do constant welding with it, but that's fine, because like with the roll cages, floor pans, whatever, anything I may need to weld with it, it'll be perfect for this application. So I'm not going to keep that in the building. I'm going to put that in a cabinet, a metal cabinet I have out in the barn, and that's where it'll stay until I figure out where my welding area is going to be. Okay, so I moved the welder out to the barn, and now we're just going to go over the metal brake, right? This metal brake right here is meant to be mounted. Usually, if you're going to mount it, you would have it like this, right? And then lift up like so. Here again, this one is a very light duty one, which is perfect for what I'm doing right now, because I'm not dealing with heavy duty metal. So it's plugged in. Let's see what happens. Whoa, that ain't good. There we go. Probably some dirt daubers in there, or whatever. Like it's working pretty good. And just for experiment's sake, it's always best to run the same experiment twice. Look at that. Alright. So apparently there's a bunch of crap down in here that most likely after use and all just kind of settled. Most likely, like anything that had been sanded here settled to the bottom. I can always take this here cover off and get rid of all that. You can see some of it, like right here, right? So I'm thinking that's what was the hold up at the first time I tried to fire it up. Alright, so let's go on to the next thing. Actually, before I go on to the next thing, I just wanted to say most likely be mounting this here at the end of the bench. Let's see if I can get you up here. Alright, so I'll just move this here stuff out of the way. Whenever I'm working on anything, it seems like everything just ends up at one end of the bench, or table, whatever we call it, right? Whatever we're calling it today. So I'm thinking I could just have it sit right here, like that. That way I can work on this side here, and then come over here, work on that. There shouldn't be too many, say, sparks or whatever, so I'm not too worried about fire in here. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. Alright? Alright. Alright, so the bench grinder, there again, it's been sitting out for a while, so let's see what happens. pretty good. The rest on this side is okay. The rest over here is broken, so I'm going to have to probably fabricate something for that. Most generally what I do with a bench grinder is I put a wire wheel on one side, the grinder wheel on the other side. This side will most likely have the wire wheel, because this part's broken already. But I can fix that. It's not a big thing. Just a little bit of fabrication. Now this here is also going to go out in the barn because I don't want a bunch of sparks flying around here. So let's check out this table saw. Okay, so that leaves me with this scroll saw type thing, which is pretty unique. It's like a table saw, but it's a scroll saw, but actually on the underside of it, it's a jigsaw. It's pretty neat, I think. Right? So, you know, it's got a guide right here. So if you're someone like me who can't cut a straight line, you know, there is a piece missing for doing angles, but that's not a big thing. So I got this plugged in already, so let's check it out and see if it works. All I can say is, oh my gosh, that thing is fast. I didn't expect it to be that fast. So it's not really like a jigsaw. It goes really fast. Although it takes different blades than a scroll saw. I'll have to see if I can find blades for that. It's a little different. I popped it out earlier. It's got 2 notches on it. It doesn't have the hole like a lot of them do. I'm gonna check out. I haven't bought a jigsaw in a long time. The one I have is like way old, so it's just kind of with the hole in it, and you use an Allen head to tighten it up. I don't know, maybe this is the new style. Anyway, I think this would be a good addition. I can do some good cutting with that. So, okay, so what's next is this handy little grinder. I know I already got one, but this one I could probably use here in the building. This side's got like an abrasive, like a 3M pad on it, a knife sharpening stone. So it's not real aggressive, so you know that'll work pretty good. And then what I got here is there's a cord that goes on the end right here for like a dremel attachment. Now, what's on here right now, I'm not sure how that would work. I mean, how would you get that off? I mean, okay, there we go. Alright, so we just unscrew this thing and we can put a different attachment on here. Put this cap back on. It's good to go. Alright, so let's test it out, make sure it works, and we'll go from there. Looks like it works. Goes really high speed. That's maximum right there. You can see the Dremel attachment is moving. Right? And if you want to do like some fine stuff, you can slow it down. I think this will work out pretty good. That's minimum right there. And then click to off. And if you don't want to use this, like I said, you know, you just unscrew it right here, I believe. Just pop that out, just like a speedometer cable, right? So there we go. I think this would be kind of fun to use for like some fine grinding. I wouldn't have to go out to the barn to do it, you know. Alright, so last thing I just wanted to show you is this. Alright, this is all mounted now. So we're going to have fun with that. And we have the sander. I moved that to a horizontal position. Let's back you up. There we go. So it'll be easier to use. There is a vacuum attachment right here. Not sure if you can see that. It's all black. So if I wanted to, I can hook my shop vac to it to suck out any debris that ends up in here. Alright. Okay, so what do you guys all think of that, huh? Should be a fun year, I'm thinking. You know, we have the little grinder, we have the sander, we have a welder, we have full-size bench grinder outside, we have the metal brake. Should be a fun year. So tell me your thoughts on this. You know, all this stuff was donated to the channel, which I think is pretty darn awesome already. And you know, nobody had to do that. They did that on their own. They just go like, hey, what do you need? So yeah, leave me your comments. What do you think? Any ideas about what we should build this year? Let me know. And don't forget to give me a like, click, subscribe, and I'll see you